science fiction, fantasy, horror. I mean, a lot. But what's the one thing that really rocked your world?
Oh my God! It's hard to pick one thing because there was so much. But what is interesting is that there is so much that is rocking the world and has for a while. But yet, in the history of the Academy Awards, there was never a single science fiction movie that won Best Picture. There was only one fantasy that won Best Picture.
For shame.
The Saturn Awards is the place that allows us to celebrate in an unpretentious way a love that we make no excuses for. We love genre films, and it's celebrated here. And it's really the only place that truly celebrates genre.
And you have made genre films. You've made genre TV. Like, you have really been a part of this. But, we genre fans, we like to collect things.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right, so what's your collection? What's the prized possession, the one thing, the rosebud of your collection?
Well, it's the rosebud because I lost it. When I think I was either 8 or 9 years old, my mother did a guest star on the original Star Trek in the Wolf and the Ford episode.
Wolf in the Fold.
And she brought home a phaser and gave it to me. And that was the crack that started my addiction to this. But somehow over the years, I had lost it. It just kills me that I don't have it.
So you didn't just have like a Playmates phaser. You had like a phaser.
Well, I think it was a stunt prop because it was pretty beat up when it was given to me, so I think that's why I got it. But I remember just loving it and playing with it all the time. I think I must have played with it until it shattered.
Well, speaking of props, with all the work that you've done, with all the films and all the TV, like, is there like a prop that you, like, maybe when filming wrapped, you kind of like stole it, took it for yourself?
Oh, I steal all my props. I steal as much as I can. But the props that I covet that I don't have is anything from Doctor Who. I am the biggest Doctor Who fan. I've never been involved in the franchise. I've desperately wanted to be. And, every once in a while I'll see like a TARDIS pop up somewhere and I'll get in a bidding war on eBay, but I never have gotten one.
Well, speaking of Doctor Who, if you had to, push comes to shove, from the course of 55 years, whatever, the number one, your favorite Doctor?
Well, it's got to be David Tennant, since he was in My Film Bad Samaritan.
Of course. Oh, this is a producer in every sense of the word.
Which is nominated tonight, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So good to see you, buddy.
Oh, so great to see you, too. Thank you, pal.
You bet. Take care, man.
Nice meeting you. Yay. All right, so how excited are you to be here at the Saturn Awards today, 45th Saturn Awards?
I'm so excited. Like, I can't wait for what happens.
Well, see, over the last year, we saw a lot of cool stuff in TV, in film. What rocked your world? What did you love?
Action, all the Marvel movies.
Did you like Avengers Endgame?
Yes.
Did you cry at the end?
Well, no and yes.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear the yes.
Yes, because there's a lot of action. I enjoy when they have the Avengers and other things, being a comic nerd myself, hoping like one day it's going to be this movie. Infinity War, was not my favorite. Spider-Man has been one of my favorite Marvel characters for my whole entire life.
Mine too. And I loved Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, I love that thing. Yeah, that's a really great one.
Now, do you collect stuff? Do you buy merchandise and all that stuff, buy collectibles, buy T-shirts and mugs and hats and video games and all that? Do you buy things like that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what is the prized possession, your favorite item of your collection?
I think it would be my Spider-Man sweater.
Your Spider-Man sweater?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what you got to do. At the end of the night, you got to go on, put your sweater on, post it online so we can see what your Spider-Man sweater you were talking about.
I don't know if I still have that one anymore.
We'll find it for you.
Good, please.
Have a great time tonight. Nice to meet you, pal. Very good. Sure.
Good. Hold it. Lower hair. Good.
And it's time to turn the tables on the guy who made this all happen. Justin Hochberg, so excited. 45th Saturn Awards, biggest and best yet.
That's exactly right.
What can we expect here tonight, my friend?
You know, the thing about the Saturn Awards is it's out of this world. And what we've done here is we've turned this from just an award show, which is fantastic. We love celebrating past achievements, but we've brought together some of the greatest technology and greatest brands to make this feel like you're stepping into the Disneyland of science fiction and fantasy. We've got BB-8 on the red carpet. We've got Stranger Things serving pop-up ice cream. And when you step inside, it's not just a venue. It's going to have a multimedia experience. So I think it's the thing that no one has ever done, which is build an award show for social media and for people to experience on a visceral level.
Okay, well, since we are celebrating the best in science fiction, fantasy, and horror, all right, what rocked your world this past year?
I got to tell you, I was rocked by, I was really riveted waiting between Infinity War and Endgame to figure out who lived and who died. Wow. That was one of the things I was really excited about. Game of Thrones, very excited about. You know, I thought it was really interesting that everybody who was the underdog won. Right? It's the Jaime Lannisters went away. The women who got sold off, they became queens. I was really excited about that. I love an underdog story, and that's what I like about the Saturns is you have all these people from all quadrants of the galaxy, and they're kind of underdogs. They're painted green. They have tails. They're sometimes not the hero or the heroine, and they come up and they save the day. And that's what the Saturn Awards are about.
You know, Saturn Awards fans, you know, we like to collect things. We have a lot of stuff. We have our man caves, our women caves.
That's right.
What do you geek out about? What do you collect?
Well, I just got to tell you, I just saw the greatest collectible I have seen in a long time. One of the stars of Star Wars, Clone Wars, has a purse that is a Millennium Falcon. Now, I could say that I'm going to steal that tonight with no doubt.
I'm going to hold you to it.
I'm going to take it from her. There's no doubt. It's jumping light speed into my pocket on the way to go.
Very, very excited for the Saturn Awards today.
Thank you for being here, Scott.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
Jamie Lee Curtis, like when you look back at that first Halloween, 1978, like, I mean, the movie cost like $500,000. It was an independent.
It didn't cost. It cost under, I think it was $318,000.
Wow. Okay, there's the source, folks. There's the source.
I am your source.
Like, forget what IMDb says. Jamie Lee Curtis is saying that Halloween cost $318,000. Then, damn it, Halloween cost $318,000.
Yes, it did.
Well, if you could go back and give Jamie Lee Curtis in 1978 like advice or tell her something based on your experience and wisdom that you've gained, what would you tell her?
I would tell her it goes really, really, really fast. So to try to be present for your life, because you will wake up one day 60 like that. Like that.
You look great.
Thank you. It's very
great time tonight.
Thank you. Peace, everybody.
It's very nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. I'm digging the whole ensemble. Thank you very much. Yeah, very nice. Just a few fast questions. Is production wrapped on season 2? Yo, Zach. Well, this is up for you too.
How excited for the 45th Saturn Awards.
This is a big deal. You know, and I've been here countless times over the years. I've presented more times than I can count, and I even accepted on behalf of Guillermo del Toro for Pan's Labyrinth back in 2007.
2007?
Yeah. So tonight to be nominated myself is very exciting, along with some castmates. Wilson Cruz and Ethan Peck are also showing up in the Best Supporting Actor category, and Sonequa Martin-Green for Best Actress, and the show, Star Trek Discovery, Best Streaming. So let's hope we tonight does well.
Just FYI, I could talk to you all night.
Me too, you.
About Disco. I mean, that second season just whoosh, it just was great. And from like the first moment that Anson Mount stepped off the transporter, it was like whoosh, it was just so awesome. And the end, like, where you go?
No, right. For those of you at home who have watched this series, we just jumped to the future.
Yeah.
Who knows where we're going to land, what it's going to be like when we get there. Is there still a Federation? What condition is it in? We're going to find all that out in Season 3. And we've jumped from before the original series to now long after Voyager. So it's like, wow.
We're further out than any Star Trek series has ever been.
We boldly went where no series has gone
no
before.
Kidding, right?
That's for true, yeah.
Well, okay, so with all the work that you've done with Guillermo and even now on Star Trek Discovery and all the films that you've done, all the genre work you've done, Is there any one prop that the movie's over, the show is over, that you're like, I'll take that?
Makeup pieces.
Is that?
Yes.
Like, what do you have?
I have a lot of face pieces that have been pulled off of me. They were screen worn, and I kept the nasty old unglued bit in a plastic bag somewhere. So I had bits of Abe Sapien from the Hellboy movies, The Silver Surfer, bits from Pan's Labyrinth, and yeah. And I have an entire head and collarbones of Saru from Star Trek Discovery from season 1. Yeah. So I'm very excited.
Well, as you know, we genre fans, we like to collect things.
Yes, more now than ever. Yes.
Yeah. For now, more than ever, for sure. But like, what's the thing that you've collected over the years, other than your own sort of props and everything?
Stuff.
You know, like you're a fan of whatever, and you collect everything about it. What's your jam?
Yeah, I see. Oddly enough, it's been lapel pins. Now I don't really seek them out so much, but I keep them. That's what I keep is lapel pins. I even have tonight's the new Saturn Award lapel pin. But it'll fight with this one too much. This was worn by my mother, who passed away about 5 years ago. So I'm wearing it in honor of her tonight.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Hugs. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you.
I'll see you soon.
We'll do it.
Yay! But what was something that you discovered younger that got you into the genre?
Oh God, I was a Star Trek fan. Absolutely,
Right?
Absolutely. Star
Kirk
Trek.
is the man.
Oh, all of
Shatner.
but all of those relationships as well. When you think of, how far we've come in terms of the FX world, but the storytelling is still, it holds up and it still matters. And all those relationships, Scotty, and Spock, and Kirk, and Bones. I mean, that's real. That's what keeps you coming back.
That does keep us coming back.
Yeah.
Have a great time.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Where am I going? Yeah, we're going with this man. Oh, okay. Bye.
The red carpet is rolling. It is hot, but don't go away. We got more right here from the Saturn Awards. Get this just right with it's a parent interview. We got to get it just right. All right. So first of all, boom, welcome to the 45th.
Thank you. Well, we're so excited to be here at the Saturn Awards. You know, the Saturn Awards are big. They're big fans of Chucky, and they've been very good to us throughout the year, so we're happy to come and give back. And by giving back, I mean reading from a teleprompter. Very hard work, not getting paid for it. Phew.
Well, you know, you're not reading from a teleprompter right now. That was a very, very sincere appreciation.
I wrote it in the car.
You wrote it for her. Well, you know, this past year has been a great year for the genre, whether it's TV, film, streaming, and you know, across all boards, science fiction, fantasy, and horror. So, what is the one thing over this last year that rocked your universe?
Rocked my universe. Don, take it away.
In this genre necessarily? Well, okay, I'm going to like the bounds of the genre are slightly elastic, and I'm going to cite the HBO show Succession because it's not strictly speaking genre, but it is kind of a modern horror story, and it's amazing.
And Us was terrifying. You know, I think the thing about really good horror films is that they kind of get deep down into your psyche about the things that you're terrified of, and then they just take it one step further.
Well, is there something that, like, growing up, you know, that genre related, because, you know, we are at the Saturn Awards, you know, but is there something like genre related that you really gravitated to, something that really, like, brought you into that world?
Into the sort of science fiction horror films? Well, you know what, I saw Magic a long time
Anthony
ago.
Hopkins.
Yes, I know, and I was very terrified about that, the fact that you can sort of be thinking that you're controlling a doll, and it turns out the doll is controlling you, and then I ended up doing the Chucky movies with Don, and he was also very influenced by Magic.
I was very influenced by it, by the book as well. This year, I think probably my favorite horror movie so far is Midsommar, the Ari Aster movie.
You're the second person to say that.
Oh, and probably not the last, yeah. It's just super disturbing. I mean, I feel like Ari Aster, he doesn't exactly make horror movies, he makes misery movies. He's, like, really obsessed with, like, psychological, emotional trauma in people, and his camera just fixates on people's suffering, and it's super uncomfortable, but effective.
The great thing about this year, and last year also, is that horror movies are sort of coming into their own, and for the first time they're being considered for Oscar nominations and being taken seriously. I wouldn't say for the first time. I guess Rosemary's Baby and The Shining were taken seriously, but I think that there's a newfound respect for the genre, and, you know, that's what we're celebrating tonight.
Well, that is what we are just getting started to celebrate tonight. So have a great time.
Thank you so
nice
much.
meeting you. Nice meeting you. Thanks very much. You know, I could say, you know, like, welcome to the Saturn Awards, but you got, like, the prime gig tonight.
Yes, this is my show.
How excited are you?
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. I mean, this is all the stuff that I love, that I grew up loving as a kid. I think it's great there's a show that just celebrates genre filmmaking and the world of fantasy. And I think that captures people more than probably any other genre of filmmaking. This is the stuff that kids watch obsessively, that we fantasize about. It's what's dominating filmmaking as a business, so it's cool that we get to celebrate it.
See, now, I never thought I would get the chance to geek out with you. But, you know, when in Rome, this is the time and the place. So what was it when you were growing up? What discovery, what was it that got you into this?
I was a big reader, so all of my introduction to sci-fi and fantasy was in book form, and it was Ursula K. Le Guin, and it was Bradbury, and it was Heinlein, and it was J.R.R. Tolkien. That was the stuff that I read as a child. So I was first a reader and then a film goer. My favorite, you know, this wasn't really like sci-fi or fantasy, but my favorite film when I was a kid was War Games. And then after that, the first Terminator film I probably saw like 50 times.
So that's 1983 and 1984.
Super old, guys. Super old. Super old.
Now, since you are a fan, clearly, do you collect stuff?
No, I do. I am not a fetishist because I have essentially like a no stuff policy in my life. I don't like things, so I just collect experiences. I'm the person at Comic-Con that just likes to meet people, but I don't like to have a big bag of toys.
Well, you don't like things, but you do like Stranger Things.
I love Stranger Things.
It's a big difference.
Doesn't take up any space on my shelves.
You know, like in terms of just movie quotes, TV quotes, the great quotes of movies. What is like the one quote that you love, the one quote that you like sort of say to yourself, you know, something that you can really quote over and over again, and when you say the quote, you got to say it the way it was said, with the same inflection.
You better ready your body.
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
Terminate that, motherfucker.
Oh, we are gonna bleep that shit.
Yeah, you will.
That is awesome.
I told you to get ready. I told you to get ready.
We're ready. Have a great time.
It was a pleasure.
Can't wait to see you. Nice to meet you. Damn. Thanks. Hey, how do you do?
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Congratulations. All right, so first of all, welcome to the 45th Saturn Awards. How excited to be here tonight?
Oh, I'm super stoked. You know, a lot of my favorite people from TV are here, so.
Okay, let's talk about those favorite people from TV and film, because over the last year, we've had a lot of great film,
Yes.
a lot of great TV.
Yeah.
What have you loved? What rocked your world last year?
Ooh, what rocked my world? Well, of course, Stranger Things. I actually got to meet Noah and Finn from Stranger Things. That was really cool. Geez, what else? I'm really more of a classic film kind of guy.
Okay.
So, actually, one of my fellow nominees, Timothy Hutton from The Falcon and the Snowman, of course, is
Ordinary People.
is here tonight, and I'm super stoked, and hopefully I get to meet him.
Well, I think we can make that happen.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
You know? So, do you collect anything? Because, you know, we genre fans, we collect. What do you collect?
What do I collect? Whew. Well, sci-fi wise, I'm a huge. I've been super into robots my entire life. So I have robots all around my room. Iron Giant is my favorite movie of all time.
1999.
1999. We're gonna party like it's 1999. So, you know, I'm robots for sure. I have giant wall robots, and I'm also into skateboarding and snowboarding. So, skateboards line my walls at home.
Okay, so with all the stuff that you've collected, what's your favorite thing? Your one prized possession that means the world to you?
Oh man, you know, I've received a lot of really memorable things over the years. But
one thing.
But probably the most memorable thing to me has been on my first job. James Cromwell from Babe signed a picture of him and gave it to me because I worked with him, and I was 8 at the time, and Babe was one of my favorite movies.
It was Jeff Cochran in Star Trek First Contact. He's done it all.
And on that same job, Henry Thomas, who I've stayed in contact with, signed the foot of my E.T. stuffed animal.
Did he just sign it, Henry Thomas, or did he?
To Max, all the best.
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Oh yeah, and Henry said he was going to be here tonight.
He will be here tonight.
So I want to see him again.
All right. So
It's
now,
been a while.
since you love the Iron Giant, all right. So we do a thing for the Saturn Awards called Fantasy Fight Club.
Fantasy Fight Club.
Fantasy Fight Club. So, if you were going to have the Iron Giant
Uh-huh.
versus, in a fight,
Okay.
Optimus Prime from Transformers, who wins and why?
That's so hard because I also love Transformers.
You gotta pick one, buddy boy.
I'm going with Iron Giant. I got to go with Iron Giant. Partly because in my show Lost in Space, the robot is very much like the Iron Giant.
Yeah,
so it really hits home.
By the way, I gotta tell you, Lost in Space is so great.
Thank
I
you
watched
so
it in 2 days, and I grew up with the original. Lost in Space and Star Trek were my jam. And what I loved about the Netflix Lost in Space was the way you really reinvented it. And it is action, it's heart, it's family. The production values are great. So bravo, my friend.
Thank you very
I
much.
can't wait for season 2.
Thank
All right.
you.
All right, have a good night. All right, so first of all, welcome to the 45th Saturn Awards. How exciting is this?
We are thrilled.
Okay, so we've seen a lot of great stuff on TV, streaming, movies over just the last year alone. So, other than Supergirl, what have you loved? What rocked your world this year?
Other than our show? Well, we love all the Berlanti Arrowverse shows. We're obsessed with them. We're in the middle of the crossover 5-hour extravaganza. Robert can tell you more about it.
Oh, well, no, other shows. I loved Black Mirror. Was great this season.
Black Mirror's awesome. Black Mirror, did you watch Bandersnatch?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Several times.
Yeah, several times. Because you know what? You can.
Yes.
Now, like we like to collect things. You know, we genre fans. So, do you collect things? Is there something that you collect, not just from stuff you've worked on, but stuff that just you love that you just like to collect pieces of here?
I don't think I have a collection. Do you?
No, I think I'm too anal to have a collection.
Well, okay. Is there anything from your sets that you've kept?
I tried really hard to keep the pink cat, the Catco big pink cat, and I almost got it shipped to America, and then Warner Brothers got wind of it and shut me down. I was very, very sad.
Too bad. How about you?
No, but I would like a Legion ring. I need to steal one of those.
Well, maybe
and the key to the Fortress of Solitude, I would like very much.
Well, if you get the key to the Fortress of Solitude,
I won't be able to lift it.
But can you make one for me? That would be so nice.
We'll talk later.
That sounds good.
All right,
All right,
you
nice
very
to meet you. Congratulations. Nice to meet you. How excited are you to be here at the 45th Saturn?
This is the 45th?
I know. Don't you feel old? I do.
Oh, wow. In that case, I'm extremely excited.
No, but you see, we've been reborn.
Yeah, I've been attending for the past 5-6 years, and this year's kind of exciting because The Expanse is nominated. And I'm just a huge fan of anything that is acknowledging kind of the nerds and the geeks of the world, and this is a great award system. I'm always surprised at the people that I meet here. Like a couple of years ago, I met Joss Whedon, and I know Favreau is supposed to be here this year, and so these are all people who are like all kind of like people who, even if I wasn't in the industry, I'd be very interested in meeting.
Well, this is the motherlode.
Yeah, this is the motherlode.
All right, now over the last year, we've seen so much great stuff, so much great science fiction, so much great fantasy, so much good horror. What is the one thing that rocked your world? The one thing.
Oh, one thing that rocked my world in all of this. You know, I was just watching this the other day. Thor Ragnarok was one of the best superhero movies I've seen in a long time. Like it kind of felt like watching The Matrix 1 for the first time.
We really reinvented Thor, didn't it?
It did. It had humor. It had great fight scenes. It was very, very much of a comic book experience. And whoever choreographed all of that stuff did an amazing job of not overwhelming us with the action, but it was all really beautifully kind of choreographed and orchestrated.
What's the thing that you geek out about?
Sorry?
What do you geek out about?
Oh my God. I mean, every time, so for example, right here, the kind of cosplay dressing up, I love that. What the creativity, the detail that goes into everything. Every time we walk and see people dressed up as Deadpool, as superheroes, as aliens, it's crazy.
Wow, great red carpet. That was awesome. But up next, the 2019 Saturn Awards.
One minute to show, everybody, 1 minute.
Tonight from Hollywood, celebrating the very best in fantasy, science fiction, and horror. Welcome to the 2019 Saturn Awards. Please welcome your human host for the evening, Aisha Tyler.
Hi, everybody. Hello, Los Angeles, America, the world, the universe. We know you're watching. Welcome to the Saturn Awards, where tonight we celebrate everything that used to get us kicked and beaten in school every single day. Suck it, haters. This is the internet. Here they come. Bam. My name is Aisha Tyler. I'm going to be your Cortana for this evening. And remember, no matter who wins or loses, all the people up here are still filthy rich, okay? So do not cry for the Russo brothers if it's not their night. They ate a bowl of gold for breakfast today. They're doing just fine. We are live and we are streaming on Cinedime, on Nerdist, on Pluto TV, Sci-Fi Channels, Shout Factory TV, Twitch, WatchMojo.com, and the official Saturn Awards YouTube channel, all for free because nerdness is a democracy. Yes. We all got beat up in school. Let's hug it out. But don't worry, I'm sure people are going to still pirate it out there at home, so good luck to you all with that. Now, I'm super stoked that we're on Twitch, even though we're going to get way less ratings than a sullen Swedish teen yelling slurs while playing Fortnite. There are just way too many places to watch stuff right now, right? There's Disney Plus, there's Hulu Plus, there's Netflix, there's Shudder, there's Quibi, Boom Takalaka Laka, Eyeball Box. I made those last two up, I did, but you guys should trademark them right now because a tech bro is grabbing them as we speak. It's a really good time to be a nerd, guys, isn't it? A great time to be a nerd. It's a great time to be a black nerd, I'll tell you that. Blurred Nation Unite. I mean, there are black mermaids now, black stormtroopers. Women can be superheroes, they can be Jedi. Pikachu was apparently a speaking detective. All I'm saying is being a nerd is not just for skittery white dudes anymore. Sorry about that. But don't worry, put down your Mountain Dew, spit out your Red Bull. We're still honoring some skittery white dudes here tonight. We're just including some other people, too. It's nice when an award show doesn't look like an angry subreddit farted. You know what I'm saying? This was a tough year for nerds, though, right? Like a really tough year emotionally. There were so many farewells. We said goodbye to so many properties we love. I mean, Star Wars is ending this year. Game of Thrones said goodbye. Avengers, X-Men. Well, bye, X-Men. But anyway. Oh, shut up. You didn't like it. And you weren't in it either. But, I mean, but the thing is, it doesn't matter because everything's about to be rebooted in like a month anyway, right? We're going to miss our Tyrion and our Tony and our Finn and our Rey, but they're going to be back in like 6 weeks. I'm just happy not to start getting real friends and doing real stuff out in the real world because I'm just waiting for my reboots, man. Just waiting for those reboots. I just want like Avengers of Thrones meets, I don't know, Endgame War and Winter Soldier is coming. I'm just saying, they're going to mush these things together because they've run out of ideas. But now that we've said goodbye to all the properties that we love, let's begin a new adventure and say hello to the 45th Annual Saturn Awards, an award show unlike any other that will still feel like all the others by the time you guys have sat here for 3 hours. Please join me now in presenting our very first presenter. He's our favorite power-hungry industrialist supervillain on Supergirl, the very sexy Jon Cryer.
Hello, Saturn Awards. Hello. Yes, Alan is bald. Live with it. It is my honor to present the first award tonight. This group of incredibly talented performers have all transformed themselves for the extremely complex roles they play so that all of us can enjoy their characters and the stories they tell, and they are quite the stories. The nominees for Best Actress in a Film are...
You nearly lost your kite. You might have got away completely had I not been holding on to the other end of that string.
Don't you swear at me! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
If the way I raised your mother means that she hates me, I can live with that.
The Shadow realized she was being tested by God.
Crystal, I'm worse. You can be better than me. Where's your head at?
In the clouds. Where's yours?
Girl, you need a man. Girl, you need to watch your mouth.
And the Saturn Award goes to Jamie Lee Curtis. Come on. Come on. Woo! Woo! Come on. Oh, hi, Jamie. How are you? Congratulations. Oh, my gosh. Hello. Okay,
Wow.
this is working out well.
First of all, hi, everyone. You are the new Chris Evans as the most honorable man walking women up the stairs. So, just letting you know, you were raised very well. Thank you for your help. It's Friday the 13th. It's a full moon. He was very excited about the full moon. And I'm the luckiest girl in the world. So, this is crazy town. So there are millions of people who are responsible for this, and those are the fans of this beautiful genre that has given me my creative life. So, whether I am a fan of the genre or not is irrelevant. The people that love it, and they love it with a vengeance and passion that is beautiful, and I am grateful for the creative life I have because of them. There are three men I would like to mention. The first, of course, John Carpenter, without whom Laurie Strode, well, John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, Laurie Strode wouldn't exist, and I would not have had the life I have. Hi, George. Wow. Hi. Yeah. Love you. Respect you. Big respect to you, sir. Sorry, everyone. It's George. It's in the second table. I was just flirting. The second man, of course, is David Gordon Green, who basically took the story of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode and gave it a 40-year context of trauma and truth and vengeance. And I'm grateful to Danny McBride and David. But there is someone here who came as my date that I want to introduce you to. Because there is one human being in the world that is directly responsible for me being an actor. I was going to be a police officer. I was in college. I never, ever, ever, ever thought I'd be an actress. And I was home from college, and I went to visit a friend's house in Beverly Hills, and the tennis teacher that used to teach there was managing actresses, and he looked at me, and he said, "They're looking for Nancy Drew. Do you want to go up for it?" And I was like, well, okay. And I went up for Nancy Drew, and I didn't get Nancy Drew, but I ended up quitting college and becoming an actress and signing a 7-year contract at Universal Studios. And that man is Chuck Binder, who is sitting right there. And I am telling you, there is no way in the world I would have ever had the life I have without you saying that to me all those years ago, Chuck, and I am grateful to you. And the fans of Halloween are grateful to you, because without you, Laurie Strode doesn't exist, and I'm grateful to you forever. God bless you all. It's Friday the 13th. Let's have some fun. Peace.
I am Chloe Dykstra, actress, gamer, aspiring Twitter comedian. As someone who grew up surrounded by the incredible world of sci-fi, horror, and fantasy, I am so honored to be presenting this award tonight. This group of actors have given us their talents and stood out amongst a huge group of contenders. The nominees for Best Actor in a Streaming Presentation are Penn Badgley.
I would do anything for you.
Who has the most romantic murder cage I've ever seen. Zac Efron.
I move to have the detective's entire testimony stricken from the record.
Who I greatly admire for being able to pull off both a serial killer and a V-neck. David Tennant.
I never asked to be a demon. The next thing, I'm doing a freestyle dive into a pool of boiling sulfur.
One half of the most shippable couple I've ever seen.
To the world.
Henry Thomas.
We're gonna run. You keep your eyes closed no matter what you hear.
Who was gracious enough to take some time out of his very busy schedule hanging with his ghost wife and daughter. Jon Bernthal.
Let me explain something. The only reason you're around right now is because of me.
Great show for Netflix and Kill. And the winner is Henry Thomas from The Haunting of Hill House.
Wow. Thank you. I'm not used to winning things. First of all, I'd like to thank Mike Flanagan and Trevor Macy, who, for some reason, have continued to hire me after our first working partnership on Ouija, The Origin of Evil. And I'm very grateful for that because it hasn't really happened before in my career, and it's nice to have someone looking out for you. But also, I want to thank the wonderful cast, especially Carla Gugino, who was so intrinsic in making Hugh Crane a memorable character, and it's just wonderful to be in a room with all of you and to be recognized for something that I love to do. Thank you very much.
I'm back! My name is HRV 990, but you can call me Harvey, or Mr. Robot if you're nasty. Hope you're ready for the ride. Coming up, the Dan Curtis Legacy Award, Best Superhero Television Series, and we see if I can open up Spotify without crashing my whole mainframe. Stay tuned.
If you're watching at home, you can visit SaturnAwards.com right now for a chance to win one of 2 autographed violins from Lindsey Sterling and a space simulation flight from SenseChat. We'll be announcing the winners live tonight, so go to SaturnAwards.com, register, and stay tuned to see if you win. And now, please welcome to the stage your favorite bug, your private pile, the kingpin himself, a very good-looking bear wearing people clothes, Vincent D'Onofrio!
Hi. The Dan Curtis Legacy Award was named after the legendary television producer to recognize fellow masters of the genre, TV, and quality programming. In the past, this award has gone to incredible luminaries such as Vince Gilligan, Brian Fuller, and Sarah Schechter. And tonight, we're honored to add to that list the head of Marvel Television, Jeff Loeb. Now, Jeff isn't just an executive. He's a writer, collaborator. His willingness to engage with the creators on the ground has enabled Marvel Television to carve out its own identity with startling success. Unlike its cinematic counterparts, whose heroes fight to save the universe, Jeff's shows highlight heroes who fight to save us from equally important issues we all face every day. Heroes against crime, corruption, and apathy. The kind of heroes that my character, Wilson Fisk, loves to hate. If Jeff has anything to say about it, and I'm sure he does, we haven't seen the last of these scrappy, tormented Marvel heroes on our screens, so stay tuned. Let's take a look at some of Jeff's work.
A legacy is not something easily found in this world.
I am what I do in the dark now.
At least not by mere mortals. It requires a unique alchemy of great success, perseverance in the face of obstacles, and an ability to tap into the consciousness of the masses. Not many can say they have created a true legacy, the way Jeff Loeb has.
So I'm just going to go off script for a second because Jeff Loeb means a lot to me as a person, not only a producer. That meeting Jeff Loeb has set a new bar for me when it comes to people that I get involved with, producers and such, showrunners. He's an incredible person, and he's what I think makes a great producer. He has a lot of artists in him. As well, he's, like it said in the speech, so involved on set with every part of the show, every performance, every word in the script, everything. You can count on him to be a producer in the real sense of the word. So it's with great pleasure that the Saturn Awards honor Jeff Loeb with the Dan Curtis Legacy Award.
Hi. Those of you that know me know that I never write anything down, so of course tonight I wrote something down. I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful to everyone here, to the Saturn Awards, to Vincent, who came all this way just for me, and to everyone who's ever told a story, because that's how I've always seen myself, as a storyteller. My father would often come home late to dinner, but he always had a story. Like when he had these important documents and they had to be delivered by 5 o'clock, and he got to the building just in time, and he slipped through the door just as it was getting locked. And there were armed guards, and there were posters on the wall for criminals that had bounties on them, wanted men. but he got through and he got it done. He'd gone to the post office. But in my mind, my dad was sort of Indiana Jones meets Jesse James. And he was a stockbroker for 37 years. But he made me want to be a storyteller. The other night, I told a friend about how when I was 8 years old, I would have a ritual every Saturday afternoon. I'd take out my fully assembled Aurora models of the Universal monsters. I'd have a plate of cream cheese and jelly sandwiches on Wonder Bread stuffed with Wise potato chips. I had a stack of comic books while the Beatles and the Beach Boys played on the stereo. Me, locked in a room with superheroes, Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman. Surrounded by them, all I ever wanted to be was a storyteller. And she said to me, look how far that's taken you. To a teenage werewolf playing basketball, to a superhero kid growing up on a Kansas farm, to a blind lawyer who saved New York from Wilson Fisk. I'm so grateful. They say in this business, don't meet your heroes. You'll find out they're just mortals. But I have met them. And they're in this room, and they're in my office and on my sets every day. And all of you are even greater than I ever imagined. I'm so very grateful. Thank you.
Your mother and I have decided
to get a divorce.
Yeah.
What? Why?
She seemed to think that you'd be better off without me, so you're gonna go.
Okay, dial it back. There were good times before you, and there will be good times after you.
Right, not since Dr. Octopus in 2004, but
Wow.
But you guys were so good together, and I was much happier once Dad came in. We were all making money. I got to hang out with Iron Man. Even Captain America knew my name.
I know, sweetie, but we are moving on. We are leaving your dad and all of your friends.
Who will I hang out with now?
Venom?
Seriously?
Well, China loves Venom.
Yeah.
What about Nick Fury and the Vin Diesel tree and everybody? Can they still talk to me?
No, son, I'm really, you can't.
Why not?
It's complicated. We're gonna get through this together.
I mean, not together, but yeah.
Yeah, no way, really, but we're here for you.
You could find some new friends. Angry Birds, the Emojis, the Smurfs. It doesn't mean we love you any less. It's just...
This is not your fault at all.
No, it's if anything, I mean, if there's any blame to... It's,
Watch it.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any blame, it's on us.
That's right. Yes, that's what they said to say.
Right, yeah.
One is a child actor. The other is a man actor. You know her as Darla Dudley from Shazam, and him as Sag-El from Krypton. Please welcome Faith Herman and Cameron Cobb.
Up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
No, ladies and gentlemen, it is an actor. Superheroes embody our best qualities.
We tune in for the laser eyes and super speed, but stay for the heart and selfless acts of heroism.
But mostly for the laser eyes. These are the nominees for Best Superhero Television Series.
You're the Green Arrow. Wrong guy. I told you I'd always have your back. He was a bad man.
You are the strongest person I have ever met.
You're a brony? Dude, we're brony bros. Out of my way.
need to talk.
Who are you?
I'm your daughter from the future.
Holy mother. Friends, divided we fall.
This is my home. My mission is to protect it.
And the Saturn Award goes to Supergirl.
Make some room, people. Let her through.
Oh my goodness. Middle of us.
Yes. So thank you. We'd like to thank the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films for this amazing honor.
Science fiction at its best holds up a mirror to the world we live in. This award is especially meaningful to us because last season we tackled real-world issues that we all care very deeply about at Supergirl: assault on the free press, racism, immigration. But of course, because our illegal aliens were actual aliens, it wasn't a red and blue issue, it was a green one.
We are blessed with the best cast, led by David Harewood, Kyler Lee, and of course our star, Melissa Benoist. Yes. She is not only a tremendous actor, but embodies in her real life the same strength, kindness, and compassionate spirit as her character that she portrays. It's impossible to believe that she doesn't actually fly. We are so excited that she'll be doing double duty this season as a director.
Of course, every hero needs a great villain, and we hit the jackpot with Mr. Jon Cryer. His Lex Luthor is the second most evil man ever to inhabit the Oval Office.
We have the best crew any of us have ever worked with, led by our line producer, Chris Pavoni, and our producing director, Jesse Warren. They're amazing. The most hardworking post-production team, led by Joni Wohler. An incredible VFX team, led by Armin Kevorkian and Brian Rice. The most creative, insightful, devoted writers. Woo!
We're all here.
They are all here, and they are never short on stories. And amazing partners at
All
Melanti
right now.
Productions.
Some of us have
Greg,
limited battery
Sarah
power.
Shifter, Karen Smith, or
Need to wrap this up if we can plan to make it through the evening.
Thank you, guys.
We love you, and we are so grateful for Warner Brothers and the CW, who empower us to tell stories about inclusion and tolerance and hope. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next presenter is known for his work in The Wire, Fringe, and one of tonight's nominees, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Please welcome your favorite trigger hacky connoisseurs, Lance Reddick.
After that introduction, I think that I should talk like this. But seriously, the nominees in this category have the daunting task of balancing character, artfully choreographed fights, and if you're lucky, lots of murder. They'll make you fall in love with charismatic assassins, something I know a little bit about, deplorable attorneys, and red-headed football players who take their shirt off for no reason at all. The nominees for Best Action Thriller Television Series are
You know why God made snakes before he made lawyers? He needed to practice.
This is Nathan James out.
Are you trying to get shipped off to Shutter Island, you lunatic?
What is more American than The Purge? The Purge is America.
Was it a successful mission?
Yes. I shot him twice in the heart and watched the spark drain from his eyes.
Greetings, Detective. Did you catch all the bad guys? I'm always awake.
There's no reason Julian would do something like this. He's a 13-year-old boy.
And the Saturn Award goes to Better Call Saul.
Look at this. Wow. Oh, that makes a loud noise. Thank you so much to the Academy of TV Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror at Better Call Saul. Those are really what we think of as the mother genres that we turn to for all our storytelling. We're all really just a bunch of nerds. I was thinking about it, like the first book that I could remember reading on my own was a beat-up paperback best short sci-fi of 1967 that my dad had lying around. So it's really such an honor and a pleasure to be here. A nerd amongst nerds, a weirdo amongst weirdos, and to have that acknowledgement from our people, really. So we couldn't be more grateful. Thank you so much. Oh, and Mike Doherty, if you're here, we have your Godzilla at table 8. Thank you.
Other winners tonight include Mission Impossible, Fallout, Toy Story 4, Ready Player One, Game of Thrones, Mark Shaman, Michael Wilkinson, and Jordan Peele.
welcome back to the Saturn Awards. Now, you know how sometimes you get into that heated argument with your best buddy about who could win in a fight, Ryu or Scorpion, and it comes to fisticuffs, and then you never speak again, and you set his stuff on fire in the driveway of your apartment? Well, Saturn has brought the brightest nerd minds together to debate these very questions live on stage tonight. Hopefully it doesn't end in violence. It's time for Metaphorical Fantasy Fight Club with moderator and comedian extraordinaire, Mr. Mike Lawrence. Take it away, Mike.
Thank you guys so much. So here's how it's going to work. Your panelists are going to answer these questions of which they prefer, and then you're going to vote after each one. Does that sound good, everybody?
Sure.
Awesome.
Sounds great.
I know I look like if the internet was a person. Okay. So first we have from Dark Web, Michael Nardelli. The co-host of the Saturn Awards podcast, Tiffany Smith. And the other host, Stephen Kramer Glickman. And from The Expanse, Cass Anvar. So the first question I'm going to be asking, which do you prefer, Black Mirror or The Twilight Zone?
Okay. You're starting it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
go.
you go first, Michael.
I'll go. Twilight Zone, because of Talking Tina, and because the airplane episode with William Shatner with the monster.
Yes.
Paved the way. Paved the way.
I like that they clapped for the monster and not William Shatner.
Yeah, no. It was cool. Yeah. But I like that because it paved the way for Xanax on airplanes.
Nice.
Nice.
Whatever justifies a habit.
Yeah.
Tiffany?
First of all, that you're just like, everybody out there is going to cheer for us. I was like, this feels like an episode of Black Mirror that's happening right now. And I was like, I'm going with the new Twilight Zone versus Black Mirror. And so I love the fact that every Black Mirror episode I watch, the acting is incredible, the story is great, and I feel like you get both sides, good and bad, of technology in that. And I'm talking about after. Like, I watched Nosedive, and I literally had to pause it, walk away, and come back. So anytime I watch something and it stays with me that much, I feel like that's the one I want. And you just, like, San Junipero, Nosedive, and then Striking Vipers, all the episodes I remember the titles, which there's not very many other shows that I remember the title of the episode, so I go with Black Mirror.
All right, Steven. By the way,
Twilight Zone.
This is the best debate all week.
Thank you. Twilight Zone is an incredible show. Every time I watch an episode of it, I feel good. After I've watched it, it makes me think a little bit about the morality of the world. And when I watch an episode of Black Mirror, I usually need to eat Haagen-Dazs and lay on the floor with my pug. So no, I'm going to go with Twilight Zone. It makes me feel better about my life.
Because you're not as bad as that.
Yeah, no.
I like that Haagen-Dazs is your Xanax.
Yeah, you can tell.
I'm aware. Me too. Cass.
I'm in the camp with Michael there. I actually enjoyed the original Twilight Zone with the launch of Robert Redford's career, William Shatner's career, even the movie with Vic Morrow. I am a fan of Black Mirror. However, like my buddy here, I usually have to take a shower after I watch it.
That's television, right?
So between Swine Sodomy and Twilight Zone, I'm going to pick Twilight Zone.
All right.
Well.
Okay, so let us vote. If you like Michael's opinion the best, clap for Michael.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
All your fans are on Xanax. Tiffany.
Got some disturbed people out here.
Sick puppies. A bunch of sick puppies.
Steven. Cass. Pity clapping is still clapping, but I feel like the winner was Tiffany. All right, thank you so much, guys. That was it for this panel. I'm Mike Lawrence.
And that's all the time we have for our sci-fi panel. Thank you, everyone. Oh, my. Our next presenter is known for his work as Mr. Sulu in Star Trek, and most recently as Yamada-san in AMC's The Terror. Please welcome George Takei.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. As an OG nerd, I happen to know a thing or two about this next category. In science fiction, you have to rise above adversity, conquer your worst fears, and... Wow. That was a close one. And now, the nominees for the best science fiction television series are...
Welcome.
If I could, I'd go back and do things differently.
What do you want from me?
Your other is erasing you from your own existence.
Get down! What are you doing?
Fighting back.
No. Guns, never use them.
I've trained for this.
Every decision I make is for one singular purpose: to save Krypton.
It's not good enough.
One little decision can ruin your life, but also save it.
You've all been presumed dead for 5.5 years.
Scanners cannot penetrate their hull.
Do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Boom!
Aliens have already ruined your life.
I'm just a guy from Roswell.
You're too perfect to be one of us. You don't have to prove it.
Welcome to Westworld.
And the Saturn Award goes to Westworld.
So nice to meet you.
Right,
Thank you
so much. This means so much to us and to everyone at Westworld to be recognized for all the work and all the wonder Westworld brings to the world. And we just wanted to read a couple of things straight from the heart.
At Westworld, we prioritize security as much as we prioritize thrills. And the recent incidents at the park do not hold up to the standard you've come to expect from Westworld.
In the course of trying to deliver the greatest conceivable experience for our guests and investors, we recognize that things went very, very wrong. We lost some critical investments in technology, property, and infrastructure. Oh, and we also lost some lives.
Sorry about that. We know some of you here may have lost loved ones and or substantial investments in time and money. We acknowledge the anxiety, lost business opportunities, and added stress that this may have caused.
We take human lives very, very seriously, and if you give us the opportunity, we will show you firsthand. That's right.
We want you back. And we are so excited to show you all the improvements that we've made, that we are offering never-before-seen discounts on all packages. Whether you are a solo adventurer or you want to bring the whole family.
Yes. For the first time ever, children are free.
As incredible as our hosts are, we realize that the hardest thing to build is trust.
But seriously, thank you so much on behalf of Jonah and Lisa and all the casting crew of Westworld. Thank you. This is awesome.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
I'm Chris Villan, content creator, cosplayer, and most importantly, all things Saturn Awards superfan. The nominees for Best Streaming, Science Fiction Action, and Fantasy Series are Black Mirror.
Oh my god, I'm such a huge fan. Let's get to know each other.
It's a modern-day Twilight Zone with a technological twist. I can't binge watch it because every episode messes with my head way too much. The Expanse.
We just declared war on Earth.
If they gave an award for Best Haircut, it would definitely go to Dominique Tipper. Lost in Space.
I'm the first human to discover evidence of an alien intelligence.
Danger, Saturn Awards. This show is awesome. Good Omens.
I don't even like you. You do.
A show about an angel and a demon bring you the best bromance ever.
Let's go.
Star Trek Discovery.
Goodbye, Captain Pike.
Goodbye, my friends.
This show has some of the best cosplay inspirations out there right now. Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
Shoot me. I drop this and we all die.
Who knew the dude from The Office could kick so much butt?
I keep dying and reliving the same night.
Russian Doll. This show's great.
Sweet birthday, baby.
Russian Doll. This show's great.
Sweet birthday, baby.
Russian Doll. This show's great.
Sweet birthday, baby. What is in this?
And the winner is Star Trek Discovery.
Thanks. Ooh, wow, that was screechy. Hi. I'm glad you're here.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What happened? Oh, God. Not used to this. That's great.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you so much to the Academy. Thank you for having included us in this category in the first place. Those shows are amazing. And thank you very much for this. I am happy to accept this on behalf of Alex, who's on set right now making some season 3 magic. So he can't be here tonight, but he says thank you as well. ECADS. We will never be invited here again. You should just take this. Just go ahead and do that. It's been nice knowing all of you. Thank you on behalf of our entire writing staff, our support staff. Thank you on behalf of our incredible team of actors, the most amazing crew, our department heads, all of our crew, everyone in post in Toronto, here in Los Angeles, and around the world. Thank you on behalf of Team Roddenberry. Thank you on behalf of our partners at Secret Hideout, CBS All Access, and CBS Studios. It's such an amazing thing to get to go to work every day and work on this show. So many of us grew up on some version of Trek. George Takei is here. He was just right here. So that was kind of awesome. I know. Doug's never going to leave. We so appreciate the opportunity to get to make this show and to get to do television at all, but especially to get to do Trek. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
During the commercials, we know you'll be tempted to hop over to check out Scottish People Twitter on Reddit. But stay tuned to see Best Animated Series on Television, Legion M Breakout Director, and Best Film Screenplay. And if you need me, I'll be on Reddit.
Okay, there's the mic check.
Check, check. 1, 2. I'm checking the microphone.
Stop.
I'm going to list some movies here, and you tell me if you're likely or not likely to see them. Transformers and Jurassic Park.
I might see that. It depends.
I would love for the dinosaurs that they just left the planet. But now they want to go back.
I'd like to see, Tyrannosaurus Rex fighting a robot, yeah.
Spider-Man Back to Middle School.
That goes against canon. Peter Parker was bit while he was a high school student.
What about A Quieter Place?
How much quieter can you be?
What about Ready Player One, 2?
Yeah, I would like to see that.
I have some posters to show you.
I hate it.
No.
It ruins everything.
The thing I get from that is the Star Wars Christmas special.
It's a money grab. It's definitely a money grab.
This would be a crossover.
That feels really like they're reaching.
This is the best poster so far, guys.
It's still too powerful. If he goes up against any Jedi.
And if he were to go against the Empire, that would be interesting.
They went back and changed that, didn't they?
Well, that's one of the options they're doing. What about the abs and
That's very different.
These people should be at the top of the heap by super fans.
There's too many films like that here that I shouldn't have.
What do you think of Aisha Tyler?
I love.
Yeah,
What would you like if she hosted the Saturn Awards?
I like her dark sarcasm when she's talking to Archer.
The reason I ask is because you're on the Saturn Awards show.
Oh, that was the best. Give it up for superfan Carolyn here with me now. By the way, that's my favorite focus group I've ever. I'm sorry, that goes against canon. Only nerds would do that in a focus group. Well, if there's anything that screams fandom, Carolyn, it's a horde of screaming fans, and nothing draws together streaming fans like a canceled show. For example, The Expanse was saved after fans hired a skywriter to fly around Amazon headquarters. Fans of Roswell sent over 18,000 bottles of Tabasco sauce to ensure that UPN picked up its third season when UPN was still a thing. And Veronica Mars fans even crowdfunded a freaking movie. That is dedication, my friends. That is dedication. And I feel inspired by these acts of fandom. So we got some fan petitions, Carolyn and I, that I'm personally very excited to see get started. So Carolyn, do you have the clipboards? You've got them? Why don't you go pass them out to everybody? While you guys vote on what we should see next out there, put your address and your zip code down, because it's not a real petition if we don't get your personal information. For example, there is a petition here for female reboots, but I don't just want more female reboots, guys. I want extreme female reboots. I want Full Metal Jacket with only women in it. This is my dope-ass metal jacket. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Isn't it cute? I got it at the store. It was on sale. There is one to get dueling Spider-Man movies to come out on the same weekend, and the winning Spider-Man actor gets the other actor's car, and then they both wrestle in my living room while I watch and eat cookies. And there's one to get Murder, She Wrote back on the air, but actually with Angela Lansbury. Just Murder, She Wrote again, because that lady still got it. She's a fox, absolutely. Real straightforward stuff here, people. You guys start signing. And also, while you do, please welcome from Star Wars, Ashley Eckstein.
Hello. From the moment that the world's first animated cartoon, Phantasmagory, made its debut in 1908, it became clear that animation would be a revolutionary new media. Today, whether you're fighting with your brothers, starting a rebellion, dealing with more than one version of your dumb dad, or teaching us that's how you get ants, animation still provides us with a wacky, wild, and always amazing form of storytelling. These are the nominees for Best Animated Series on Television.
I'm Captain Kirk.
from Star Trek 1, 2, 5 generations. Boston Legal.
It's a Dren battle cruiser. If we can destroy it, we will cripple pirate activity in this sector.
Who cares?
Uncle Scrooge! The cosmic storm coming!
Okay, guys. Now, the murder took place down here in the basement, so it's probably our best shot at finding something.
Remember this as the last day of the Republic!
And the Saturn Award goes to... Let's see, I have the winners in my Millennium Falcon purse. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Okay. And the award goes to... Yes! Best Animated Series on Television goes to Star Wars Resistance!
That's quite the obstacle course. This is such an honor. This is so surreal to be amongst so much talent in this room, in this genre, to be recognized by the Academy and our peers. Thank you so much. This is awesome.
We would like to thank George Lucas for creating such a unique universe and for allowing us to continue to be a part of it on a daily basis. We would like to thank Kathy Kennedy for providing us with the platform to continue to tell our stories. And I would love to thank Dave Filoni for being the most amazing mentor and leader that anybody can have. And Lucasfilm Animation wouldn't be what it is without him. He is our Jedi Master.
We'd also like to thank Disney for giving us this amazing opportunity, and for the cast and crew of Resistance. Everyone is just so amazing. You guys are just the best. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Please welcome the Snooch to the Nooch. Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, Bluntman himself, Jason Hughes.
All right, how much fell? All right. Hey! Thank you, thank you. All right, it's a pleasure to be here tonight to present the brand new Legion M Breakout Director Award. This is the only award that was voted on exclusively by Legion M's more than 100,000 members, showcasing the power of real fandom. And it's thanks to them that I'm excited now to present a sneak peek of my new movie, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Enjoy.
Let me be blunt, man. I liked you better when you were Silent Bob. If you really want to be, I'm ready to blast your ass and kick you in the hater tots.
Merkin was right, dude. Hater tots does mean different things to different people.
Oh, Indica, you son of a bitch.
Smells like this reboot went up in smoke.
Alfred.
Hi, man.
Sorry to how high, dude, but this is now the greatest movie ever made. Yay! All right. Now let's take a look at the nominees for the Legion M Breakout Director Award.
You've seen something at night? Who's gonna take care of you when you die?
Your children, you will come for them.
Good morning, Mother.
It's not your boy. Sometimes it's better to keep the genie in the bottle. Cadets, you better gear up.
Hey, watch out!
This is for my mother. That is intriguing.
Nice. All right. And the Saturn Award for the first ever Legion M breakout director goes to Ari Aster. Now, sorry, Ari couldn't be here tonight, but sent this video to accept his award.
Hi, guys. It's an honor to accept this Breakout Director Award. Thank you to Legion M and to all the fans. I'm really just grateful to be making films in the first place. It's taken a long time to get here, and to have people championing the work and have people appreciating it is really pretty remarkable, and I'm still processing it. And I just hope to keep making weirdo movies, and I hope that the weirdos keep coming out to see them. So again, thank you very much, and have a good one.
Yes. All right. Now, our next presenter is a Saturn Awards favorite, and I'm thrilled that she's here. So please put your tiny, fearsome doll hands together for the sensational Jennifer Tilly!
Hello, Saturn-y people. Good writing is the art of assembling words and images together in such a way that elevates our senses and thus immerses us into a world that expands beyond barriers of our own perceptions. I don't know about you, but I really enjoy having my barriers expanded. It happens a lot. Good times. Anyway, the nominees for the Best Film Screenplay are...
Drew Goddard, Bad Times at the El Royale. Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, Avengers Endgame. Christopher McQuarrie, Mission Impossible, Fallout. Oh Jung-mi, Lee Chang-dong, Burning. Jordan Peele, Us. Brian Woods, Scott Beck, and John Krasinski, A Quiet Place. S. Craig Zoller, Dragged Across Concrete.
And the Saturn Award goes to A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place also won tonight for Best Horror Film Release. Isn't that exciting?
A Quiet Place, come on up. Come on up quietly. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I was just watching Bound like 2 days ago.
Oh man, thank you so much to the Saturn Awards, to the Academy for this incredible honor, and for recognizing films that may not otherwise be recognized in other categories and award shows. To our team at Table 16, David, Daniel, Ryan, for always sticking with us even before the Quiet Place years. To our wives, my wife Christy and Brian's wife Julia, who believed in this crazy idea before it was actually on the page. We find the idea of an award for a screenplay actually rather amusing, because I rarely think of the jury flipping through an actual screenplay. It's more responding to the film, and to that end, we have to acknowledge the incredible team that put their fingerprints all over this film. Our co-writer John Krasinski, Emily, Millie, Noah, our producers Brad, Drew, and Michael Bay, Paramount for believing in this idea, Charlotta, our sound designers who really are the heroes of this film, and lastly, Jacques Tati, who is an underrated French filmmaker who mastered the art of doing a genre, comedy in that instance, with no words whatsoever. That was the pure inspiration for this film, even though it's a horror film.
This movie was so weird to write. Every time we told a producer, an executive, or a studio head about this weird idea we had, they looked at us like we were freaking crazy. And so now when we go back to the page and we're sitting in our office, we will look at this beautiful, gorgeous award and be reminded to take big swings and feel confident in doing so. So thank you so much. We're so honored.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Other winners tonight include Robert Downey Jr., Josh Brolin, Zendaya, Tom Holland, Maisie Williams, Emilia Clarke, Peter Dinklage, Denai Gurira, Maya Hawke,
Okay, we are back for our second of three panels. This is the fantasy comic book panel. Up first, we have Joshua Ovenshire from the Jobinshire. Voice actress Tara Strong. One of the hosts of the Nerd Poker D&D podcast, Dan Telfer. And from the history of the Batman, London Jackson. So the first question we are going to ask, who is cooler, Fat Thor or Smart Hulk? Joshua?
First, let's stop calling him Fat Thor. He's depressed Thor. Someone just tell him that he's worthy, give him a hug, and just hang out with the guy. He's the cooler one that deserves to win.
Okay. By the way, Fat Thor is my goal weight. Tara, you may answer as Bubbles, Harley Quinn, or Raven.
Hardcore. And whatever, it's Fat Thor. And he's my new pun. And in a day where bullying is rampant and an epidemic, to celebrate a superhero without body shaming is everything. So I'm going Fat Thor.
All right. Dan?
Mike, I think you can't trust people who are both strong and nerdy, so absolutely not smart Hulk. That's like a trick. I mean, he's like one beard away from being Oscar Isaac's character in Ex Machina. I don't buy it.
I'd watch that. It's good.
Yeah.
London?
I have to go with Fat Thor. There's a lot of reasons why. I do think if Thor and Hulk just went at it, I think Thor would be victorious. But I like the fact that Fat Thor kind of had to find his worthiness again, and I think that's relatable to all of us because we all have to accept ourselves for who we are and know that we all have that power. So I would pick Fat Thor.
Nice. I like that he was like, we shouldn't call him that, and everyone did anyways.
It's Professor Hulk.
Looks like a villain in Clue. Would you vote for Joshua? Tara? Dan? Or London? I think people went with Tara on that one.
We all agreed, though. The guy who cried.
But she did it better, and we can agree.
All right, let's get to this one quick. 11 from Stranger Things versus Dark Phoenix.
Well, it's easy. Did Dark Phoenix boost the sales of frozen waffles? No! It was 11!
And Fat Thor. Tara?
Dark Phoenix, because Stan Lee created her and Game of Thrones, and she's awesome.
For Dan, I know Chris Claremont did. You can hide your nerd rage.
Stan Lee card. It's like, oh boy.
Dan?
Yeah, I mean, Dark Phoenix is cheating. It's two characters. It's Jean Grey and a space blob. I gotta go with 11. I relate to children who have sudden nosebleeds out of like nowhere. It sounds great. That's me.
You were at the right show.
You look like the guy who just yells science in a music video. London.
Oh, I'm going to have to go with Dark Phoenix. I feel like she would just kind of obliterate everything. I love 11, but if it was toe-to-toe, I have to pick Dark Phoenix.
All right, so we go with Joshua.
Frozen waffles.
Sarah? She did have the most claps for herself. Dan? Saturn Awards, fan of nosebleeds. Or London.
Oh, that's nice.
I think it's a tie between Dan and London. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be back for the horror panel.
And that's all the time we've got for our Fantasy Comics panel. Thank you, panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, the creator and showrunner of the hit CW sci-fi series Pandora, writer, producer, and beloved cult classic of Free Enterprise starring William Shatner and Eric McCormick, and creative consultant to the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror, Mark A. Altman.
I just have to say, there was a Lifetime Achievement Award for Jeff Loeb, and nobody mentioned Commando. What? You said you'd kill me last. I lied. One of the great pieces of writing since Shakespeare. I want to say, for those of you who were here last year, they know my son saw Infinity War 10 times. You're probably wondering, at a theater, not on DVD, not on his phone. How many times did you see Endgame?
8.
8, that's it? Why?
It's 3 hours and that's a depressing ending.
Oh, man. Well, I still think that qualifies you to join the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror. Now, I read about it in Starlog magazine and Cinefantastic when I was your age, but you get to hear about it all around the galaxy, streaming in this room with a bunch of really cool people. Look, really cool people. Look at that. Vincent D'Onofrio, Greg Nicotero's over there scowling. It's awesome. Anyway, founded in 1972 by the great Donald A. Reed, who we wouldn't be here without him. He proudly proclaimed, and this is true, he would watch 365 movies a year. And this was before Netflix. This was an incredible feat. He would go to the theater and see them, and we are all here because of him. We stand on the shoulders of giants. The Academy has honored the best in the genre long before it was cool, and thanks to the continuing efforts of our president, Robert Hoagland, the president of the Academy, And the stalwart Marcus brothers, Dr. Reed's vision lives on to celebrate and commemorate the best in science fiction, fantasy, and horror. I know you're not that into horror, but still, one day you might. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis was here. Have you ever seen Fish Called Wanda? That movie is the best. Okay, and anyway, members range from leaders in the field like James Cameron, Vince Gilligan, J.J. Abrams, Dean Devlin, one of the nicest people in Hollywood, and one of the most talented. And grips, gaffers, PAs, craft services, they all can be part of the Academy, and you can too. Go to SaturnAwards.org, and you can potentially vote on future Saturn Awards presentations and find out about the coolest Academy in the galaxy. Also, a big thanks to Justin Hochberg, who's producing this year's show. Thank you so much, Justin, for his remarkable efforts, which have led to the Saturns being shown around the galaxy and perhaps the universe, we don't know, for the first time. Since I don't have a briefcase or know anything about accounting, I'm going to leave the stage now. But thank you, have a great night, and hopefully we'll see you next year if they have us back. Right, Isaac?
Right.
Excellent. Okay, let's go.
She's been slaying vampires since before the internet was a twinkle in Al Gore's eye. Please welcome from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Charisma Carpenter.
Hello, everybody. I just gotta take a second. This room is incredible. I just had an exchange with George Takei, Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm freaking the F out. That aside, composure, no amount of special effects or editing can top a live performance. The magic, the rawness, the possible eye contact made with an audience member who's fallen asleep and just now waking up. At the exact moment you glance in their direction, it's about as authentic as it gets. It is that precise connection that ignites and inspires both performer and audience member to keep coming back for more. The nominees for Best Local Live Stage Production are
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, An Inspector Calls, The Old Man and the Old Moon, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Immersive Experience, Puppet Up, Uncensored, The Secret Garden.
I feel like I might have pushed that a bit earlier, so I'm going to downplay this. No. Okay, so Best Local Live Stage Production goes to Puppet Up! Uncensored! Yeah. Okay. Woo! Congratulations! Oh my God!
Wow, okay, Puppet Up Uncensored actually started on this stage back in the day. It's puppets, it's, okay. It's puppets behaving badly. You had that in your purse all night, didn't you?
What are you talking about?
All right. I'm Patrick Bristow. I'm a co-creator of Puppet Up. Colleen Smith is one of our performers. Absolutely. Big thanks to Brian Henson for having the vision to create the show.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. You're real great.
Lisa Henson, the entire Henson family for supporting it while they had other fish to fry like Dark Crystal and Mysterious Creations of Christine O'Connell.
It's Curious Creations of Christine McConnell, available still on Netflix.
That's why she's here. But if you get a chance to see the show, it's really fun to do, and it's a real kind of callback to Jim Henson's subversive, intelligent nonsense. And it's twisted and fun. And thank you so much to the Academy of Science Fiction, Horror, and Fantasy. Thank you.
We just want to say thank you to the other nominees for not winning.
Okay, that's it. Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm Kim Horcher. As someone whose job it is to stare at screens, I know a thing or two about streaming content. The nominees for Best Supporting Actor in Streaming Presentation are Mikhail Hausman.
People see things, Luke. Hell, I've seen things this week, but it's not real. It's not.
Good good to see him bounce back after getting dumped by the Mother of Dragons. Timothy Hutton.
Our babies are dying. Let them go.
He's so good in this show. It's scary. Ethan Peck.
History would not provide an answer to your query, Doctor. Instead, you should be asking me, how is it I can remember tomorrow?
He's Vulcan awesome. Maxwell Jenkins.
It appears it crashed when we did. Why? I don't even know why we crashed.
See? It is cool to have a robot best friend. Doug Jones.
Full power. Follow our signal.
The best and most competent person on the bridge and should be the captain, in my opinion. Wilson Cruz.
You keep pushing me to feel something.
The best space husband to ever exist. And Michael Sheen.
Get thee behind me, foul fiend. Off to you.
I met him once. He's really nice. That's it. There's no joke.
Welcome to the end times.
And the winner is Doug Jones, Star Trek Discovery.
Wow, hi. Hi. Oh, hi. This is, I have presented this award to so many people over so many years with my rich history with the Saturn Awards, and I've accepted on behalf of other people, but to hold one of my own is actually quite surreal, and I'm so grateful. Wow. Thank you. The Saturn Awards and the Academy of Science Fiction, Horror, and Fantasy is the one Academy voting body that actually gets me. And you're my people, and I thank you dearly from the bottom of my heart for that. The other shows are great, but this is the one that I've always coveted, really. And to take this home is going to be, I'm never going to let it go now. I also need to thank everyone at CBS All Access and Secret Hideout. Alex Kurtzman and Michelle Paradise, thank you, and the entire writer's room for giving me such luscious material, a layered character with depth that is unusual for an alien. So I thank you for letting me be Saru. Also, to my makeup team, it takes a village to make a Kelpian. So everyone at Alchemy Labs, Glenn Hetrick and Neville Page, James McKinnon and the entire team in the Season 2 makeup trailer, I would not be as pretty as I am without you. My lovely Mrs. Laurie, my lovely wife of 35 years, I wouldn't be standing here without you. In fact, I probably would not be standing anywhere without you, so I do love you dearly. Also, anyone watching at home who might be a geeky teenager like I was when I saw the Saturn Awards in its first broadcast in 1970-something. I was sitting in Indiana with my long, skinny neck and my gangly body and my face that I thought was the ugliest thing on earth. I thought there was no place for me in the world. I found some people that were. And I wanted you to know that I am a living testament that it does get better, and there are other worlds where you will be found beautiful. Stick with it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Listen up, peons. The first winner of a Lindsey Sterling violin is here. Congratulations to Laurie Ann Bishop Talbot. Don't play it all in one place. Coming up, 2 awards, some speeches, and we see if anyone falls down as they walk onto the stage. Stay tuned. The next presenter has been in The Matrix, Hannibal, Westworld, Star Wars Rebels, Justice League. You know what? Let's just say her nerd cred beats your nerd cred. Please welcome the star of USA's Person, Gina Torres.
Independent filmmakers make movies without the aid of huge budgets, massive effects, teams, and hundreds of extras, and instead must rely on canny crews, inventive tricks, and the occasional stolen shot to get their smaller but no less wonderful stories in front of audiences. Tonight, we celebrate just a few of those films. Here.
This would be something dangerous and very exciting. I'm going hunting.
It starts now.
You turned my son against me.
Let's see if I can get you out of this house.
Even serial killers live next door to somebody.
What do you want to know?
When I know what I want to know, I'll let you know. Is that okay?
It's the Bigfoot, Ed. They want me to kill it. It's the carrier of this plague-type thing.
Well, that's no good.
And the Saturn Award goes to Mandy. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We were trying to plan out our best course through there. Thank you. We're two of the producers on Mandy. This is Nate. I'm Josh. And we want to accept this on behalf of Panos, who mostly wants to thank his wife, Andrea. I tried to get him into a thing through text exchange of, who do you want me to thank? And he said, Andrea, my wife. And I said, Andrea, my wife? Tried to get him into the whole first base second. Anyway, it didn't work out. But mostly this, we want to thank our keys that were involved. Benjamin Loeb, who was our cinematographer. Brett Bachman, who was our editor. The dearly departed Johan Johansson, who was our composer. Yeah, exactly. And the companies involved, all of my partners, XYZ Films, Spectravision, RLJ, U Media in Belgium. It was, all I can say is when you meet filmmakers like Panos, who are seemingly speaking another artistic language, the best thing that you can do is to just shut up and support them in any way you can. So thank you for this. Thank you. Thank you.
Lennon Jackson here, host of History of the Batman. We have had a superhero renaissance over the past few years. The nominees for Best Streaming Superhero Television Series are DC's Doom Patrol.
More TV superheroes, just what the world needs.
Who are the underdog superhero team of the DC Universe, DC Swamp Thing. This terrifying creature has mystified and intrigued audiences across the DC Universe. Marvel's Daredevil.
Who are you? I'm Daredevil.
Matt Murdock brings a perfect balance of justice to Hell's Kitchen. Marvel's Jessica Jones.
You're gonna use your super strength on me?
You gonna make me? She's sarcastic, a superhero, and a detective. What's not to love about Jessica Jones? Marvel's The Punisher.
I kill the enemy before they get to me. That's what I do.
This show brings bloody vigilantism to a whole new level. Marvel's Runaways.
Our parents lied to us. If we're gonna be different, we gotta trust each other.
When you find out that your parents are supervillains, all you can do is run away. And the Umbrella Academy.
Get up, we're going. Where? Save the world.
They're orphans turned to superheroes trying to figure out how to save the universe from the apocalypse. It's insane.
What
hell are these guys?
And the winner is Marvel's Daredevil.
This is better. Somewhere in the back there is Drew Goddard, who started this all off for us, and I send great love to him. And that's who I was talking to, and suddenly I turned around and went, I think we just won. This show needs a network. It simply has the best writing and the best acting and the best everything. Charlie Cox and Deb Ann Wall, wherever you are, I love you dearly. And I'm going to let Eric talk.
I have a few people to thank. First of all, everybody here, thank you so much. Obviously, I feel blessed that I got a chance to come in and pitch Jeff, and he picked me out of the litter to run season 3. I'm standing on the shoulders of Drew, who's back there, Charlie Cox, Vincent, Devin, Eldon, Wilson, Bethel, JLE, Joanne Wally, who were the cast, and then the writers, Sam Ernst, Jim Dunn, Dara Resnick, Tamara Becker-Wilkinson, Lewa Nasruddin, Sonae Washington, Tanya Kong, Sarah Stryker, Dylan Gallagher. I'd like to thank the Open Bar and my girlfriend, Abby. Thank you.
Tonight, it's only been a few months since Game of Thrones finished its final season, but one of the biggest stars from the show is still on fire. I sat down with Drogon, the actor who played the notorious fire-breathing dragon, at his home in LA. Tell us, what's it like being the dragon from Game of Thrones?
I loved being it, but I'm more than that. I'm not just the dragon from Game of Thrones. I actually improvised that, the whole catching the throne on fire. They kept it like that. I guess they didn't have another throne. That whole debacle with the coffee cup on the table, that was me. I'm a bit of a prankster. The fans appreciate, little Easter eggs. Sometimes I leave actual eggs, dragon eggs. Woo! I decided to start my own YouTube channel because, I want to stay in touch with the fans. It's Drogon Vlogs.
Hey guys, it's Fire Friday!
We've got some real fun stuff coming out.
Kid booked The Eternals. That's really great.
So yeah, if anybody out there needs a dragon who can act, I'm available. Just putting that out there.
Turns out, whether he's firing up a project in his kitchen or on the big screen, Drogon might just be the busiest dragon in Hollywood.
But seriously, if anyone is hiring, I'm not as scary as I look, and I'm very easy to work with.
Let's get ready to politely listen to our next presenter, lest she tear you humans limb from limb. Please welcome, from Deadpool and the upcoming series The Mandalorian, Gina Carano.
Each year, the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films bestows special Saturn Awards to gifted individuals who've made a huge impact in genre entertainment. One of its highest honors is the Visionary Award, reserved for those few who've pushed the boundaries of cinematic storytelling to new heights. Tonight, I'm honored to present the Visionary Award to Jon Favreau. Jon's been a screenwriter, producer, director, a chef, a bodyguard, a football player. He was even in Friends. He's not a triple threat. He's all the threats. For the last 30 years, we've been witness to his incredible success both in front of the camera and behind. From being on the cutting edge of indie film with Swingers, one of my personal favorites, to the cutting edge of the streaming content with the upcoming The Mandalorian, another one of my personal favorites now. Jon's an inspiration to every struggling multi-hyphenate living in a studio apartment in Hollywood, and definitely to me. Because of Jon, we get to believe in Iron Men, singing lions, and a galaxy far, far away. Jon Favreau, actor, writer, filmmaker, visionary. Without a doubt, he's one of a kind. It's more than a pleasure. It's a privilege to stand up here and give this award. It takes a lot for me to stand on a stage, and it takes a lot for me to get in front of a camera. And Jon, Jon is he's a game changer, and he makes standing in front of a camera and performing a pleasure. And I'm so grateful for that. So. Thank you, Jon. You deserve this, and I can't wait for the rest. I mean, I know the rest of the world sees you already, but you're the best. Come on up here, Jon.
Thank you, Gina. We've been having a lot of fun working on The Mandalorian together. I can't wait till you see what she does, and won't be surprised if she doesn't come back around here again. Let me say thank you, not just for this, but I remember when I was going into Kevin Feige's office back when we were starting off doing pre-production on Iron Man, and I remember that he had one of these in his office, and I thought it was so cool. And I asked him about it. He says, "Yeah, they're cool. Like, they're cool people." Because remember, at the time, people weren't really recognizing superhero films or genre films. Now we're part of the mainstream. And horror and superheroes and sci-fi, that has become part of what keeps the film business going. But way back when I was growing up, it was something that, you know, there was a small group in the lunchroom that liked that kind of stuff. And we would go out and sometimes during class go see films together. And it just is so amazing how this has blossomed into, first of all, you know, your mainstream movies with big budgets and great actors and great filmmakers and great studios involved. But also through social media and technology, everybody gets together from all over the world to share their love for these genres that were once marginal. So, yeah. But personally, I want to thank you because it was the encouragement that I want to thank the Saturn Awards and everybody who is responsible for honoring me here. It really kept us going, and the types of films I made, you know, it's fun because the audiences love it, but it isn't always something where you're going and dressing up and picking up a nice statue like this for. But you were always there and always supportive. And we were really excited, and it really made us happy. And when we went back to the set working on a sequel or working on something else, and we shared in this, and it really kept us encouraged and kept us moving forward. And as you can see, over those years, my career has really expanded, and I'm able to live my dreams and take advantage of opportunities in many different areas. So I want to thank you all humbly for this, and just encourage anybody else who's out there. I really did have a one-room apartment walking distance from here when I was writing Swingers. So, thanks. And now is a time when there really aren't any barriers for people who can write and want to tell stories. You may not have a big-budget movie to start with, but that's what this genre was always all about. It was always all about pulling it together. It was Sam Raimi with his friends in Detroit making a movie and selling tickets at the college, and I can tell you, it never gets more fun than that. So please give yourself permission. If you have a story to tell, if you have a dream, a vision, do it now. It's never been easier. It's never been cheaper. And you could always put it in front of a lot of people. And if other people like it too, you could really build on that and grow. So thank you for making my dreams come true. And thank you for this award.
Guess what, guys? Angelica Seeley just won a near-gravity spaceflight from SenChat. Congrats, Angelica. Now for the rigorous 12 months of physical training and psychological exams to make sure you won't go space mad. Have fun. Oh, a speech from the Saturn Awards president, an award for Best Thriller Film Release. Coming up next.
Are you shut?
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is our last panel of the night, the horror panel. I'll introduce you to our panelists. Thank you so much all night. From Dawn of the Dead starred Ken Faree. Thank you. Director of A Dark Foe, Maria Cardenas. Producer of Daniel Isn't Real, Adam Egypt Mortimer. And directors of Pet Cemetery, Dennis Wiedmeyer and Kevin Kausch. Hey, hey. All right, first question. What is scarier, fast zombies or slow zombies?
Well, I'm a little in the position of not knowing what to say here because I've worked with slow zombies, but I would have to go with fast zombies. You don't know when they're going to come. They're going to attack you. It's like a shark attack. You don't know where it's coming, here, there, everywhere. So I go with fast zombies.
All right.
But scary.
Maria?
I'm also gonna go with fast zombies because you don't know when they're gonna attack you. Same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing about slow zombies is I think they make everybody else slow and dumb around them, right? Like, when you guys were like in the shopping mall, right? You were like, let's just hang out in the Hot Topic and like make like filet mignon while like 4,000 zombies surround us. When they're fast, at least you get the fuck out of the way. You know what I mean?
So you're going fast.
So I guess I'm going with the slow ones because I think they make us all a little bit dumber. And all you gotta do is shoot them. So like put them on any public corner in America, they'll have an 18% chance of getting killed with a gun. That was a gun joke.
He put way too much thought into this. Dennis?
Come on, Ken Forey's on stage, so slow zombies, of course. Come on. Yeah. We got a legend on stage. Slow, for sure.
Great pandering. Kevin?
I also am going to say slow zombies. No, I'm going to, not agreeing with him, I'm just stating my opinion. Slow zombies. And, well, because George Romero, and you show me a zombie movie, and I know people out here might have made them, but they're probably influenced by it. Show me a zombie movie or show better than anything George Romero's done, and then we could have this conversation. George Romero opened up zombies to social commentary, right? That's what he made zombies. It was social commentary. And it's more realistic, because what do you see when you look out every day? I see this. That's a slow zombie. Yeah.
All right, a physical act out. That was exhausting watching you walk. That was the most cohesive drunk answer I've ever seen in my life. Ken?
Yeah.
Vote for Ken if you like Ken. Maria? Adam? Dennis?
Yeah, Dennis.
Or Kevin?
Yeah. You stood up. You acted it out, man.
I acted it out.
They're fans of walking. All right.
Yeah.
All right, last question of the night. Who wins in a fight, Freddy Krueger or Pennywise from It?
Oh, God, it's got to be Pennywise. Come on. The guy's a contortionist. He's scary. It's a clown. Everyone's afraid of a clown. I mean, I'd like to hear this guy do the Raven, recite the Raven. I mean, he's got something to say. Freddy has nothing to say. This guy's got, every time he opens his mouth, you begin to go, So he's great.
Maria?
The clown.
I'm gonna go also with Pennywise because, like, he can mess with you psychologically, and just by that, it's like even more terrifying.
Adam?
At the end, spoiler alert, at the end of It, they beat Pennywise by being like, you're a mean clown, go away. Like, put him on Twitter for 5 minutes and he'll be destroyed. Like, Freddy Krueger would fucking get in his dreams and be like, you like fear? I'm like a snuggly Teletubby, and he would fucking disappear.
Dennis?
And yet, at the end of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1, she basically says, I'm not afraid of you, Freddy, and that destroys him. So. But I'll say this. If you want to get away from Pennywise, you move out of the state of Maine. You can't get away from Freddy Krueger because everybody sleeps and everyone dreams. So Freddy is scarier than Pennywise.
Kevin?
Well, similar to Dennis, I will say this, that Freddy gets you in your dreams. He sets the rules in your dreams. He can turn the stairs into goo and everything, so you can't get away from him. And, well, Pennywise hibernates for 27 years. So he's asleep for 27 years. He's not getting away from Freddy.
All right, this audience is feeling like they've been asleep for 27 years, so let's finish this. Ken, if you like Ken. Maria? Adam? Dennis? Or Kevin? Dennis, you won this one. Thank you so much, guys. Good night.
Thank you.
And that's all the time we have for our horror panel. Thank you, everyone. Our next presenters share the same home planet, the CW. Please welcome Paige Turco from The 100 and Marisol Nichols from Riverdale.
The last few years have been a great time for horror on television.
And we don't just mean the news. Ha 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 ha. There are so many good horror shows out right now.
Horror is not just for the big screen anymore.
I guess there's just nothing quite like being at home, freaked out in the comfort of your own home. Thank you.
I actually still have to leave the lights on when I watch them. In fact, there are shows that I can only watch during the day.
Actually, I'm the opposite. I like the lights down late at night. I think it's the best time to be scared. But it's not about us, so here are the nominees for the best horror television show.
Hello. I understand what it is to feel lonesome.
You need to be careful.
Is that a threat?
No, it's a warning.
She doesn't know her own power.
Keep them off as long as we can.
In the end, who gets into heaven, who goes to hell? It's complicated.
Hang on and enjoy the ride. Cool. You can't keep a big dog locked up forever.
So what kind of dog does that make you?
I'm glad you asked.
I've got my cake caught in the door.
Oh, yank it out! They're so cool. Ready? Yes. And the Saturn Award goes to The Walking Dead.
Hi. We're so excited and grateful for this award. Thank you to the Academy. And, we love being at the Saturn Awards. Our show is so grateful. We're on behalf of our amazing cast, our crew, my wonderful writers, our producers, our partners at AMC. Thank you for this. It's just such a wonderful honor to be here with just our people, making the kind of stuff that I love, certainly grew up loving. There's so many people here that I admired so deeply. And I'm going to have some of our other wonderful producers speak.
Listen to Angela, who's done an amazing job as our showrunner. I just want to say one thing. Every single person in this room that works in an industry, they have to make sacrifices. Like, I want to say thanks to the wives and the kids and the husbands who have to be away from their families to create the entertainment that we create. My wife, Sherry, my children, it really is important because they create this place for us to be able to do what we love to do. They still love us. They still support us. So it means the world to me. Thank you to the Saturn Awards, to everybody. I've loved this award show since William Shatner sang many, many years ago. And listen, guys, thanks so much. It means the world. Thank you.
Please welcome the president of Saturn Media, Justin Hochberg.
Been bit by mosquitoes and sugars and getting our heat exhaustion.
Good evening. Every 29.4 years, the planet Saturn rotates around the sun. But for 45 of those years, the Saturn Awards have been the only show dedicated to celebrating genre television and film. And except for one notable exception in '78 with William Shatner, these celebrations have been limited to just the lucky few in the room where it happens. That all changed this year because tonight I am honored to be bringing these epic awards, the characters and stories you love so much, to their global audience right here, right now. We are live on 8 streaming platforms worldwide. 8, that's huge. All working together in harmony, sharing the celebration of these groundbreaking movies, shows with their amazing fans. And I'm thrilled that we're finally able to allow fans to be part of the festivities and become an integral part of the awards and the conversation that pushes this genre culture forward. Everyone nominated, everyone in this room, and each of you watching are now part of a milestone in pop culture. Thank you. Lastly, I am grateful for the contributions of the creators, show producers, and amazing imaginations surrounding me right at this very minute. And especially Aisha, who has launched this new Saturns into orbit. Thank you so much. Good night, and as a great man we all admired said many times before, Excelsior.
Humans of Earth. Oh, there's no prompter. There we go. Humans of Earth, we are having a technological failure per our usual. All right, please put your fleshy arm extremities together and then separate them repeatedly. From What We Do in the Shadows, Harvey Guillen, and from The Outpost, Jessica Green.
Good evening. Oh, we are excited because we are presenting Best Thriller Film.
Which is one of my favorite genres, Harvey.
Yeah, this is funny because we almost wore the exact same thing. No, I did, but I was like,
I feel like he would have worn it better.
No, who wore it best, guys? This time, am I right? No, but honestly, for thrillers, there are rules for thrillers, guys, okay? Rule number 1 is, if you hear a noise, don't go looking for it.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. All right? Mind your business. That's a noise, not my business. All right? Rule number 2, if there's a door, lock it.
Lock that door.
Lock the door. It's right there. I think that's everything. We cut it off.
No, I have one. Buy yourself some decent running shoes, okay?
Yeah, my mistake. Last thriller I did, those are the shoes I wore. I was dead within 5 minutes. It's good. Enough about us. Enough about us, okay?
Okay, so the nominees for the Best Thriller Film release are...
Let's get this party turned up. This is the most fun I've had in a long time.
Jesus Christ.
Help me, please.
Where were you the night my daughter went missing?
I lied. I stole. And worse.
We have the right to acquire proper compensation.
Everybody needs a friend.
That does not mean you get to follow people around and terrorize them.
Shit happens. Get the whiskey.
Ooh. And the winner is Gladiator.
The winner is Bad Times at El Royale. Woo!
Keep going. You can do it. Keep going. And he's coming around the corner. Coming around the corner. To the front. To the front. Sweet 3 and 2 and 1 and wins.
All right. Well, this is lovely. Hello, all. This was a real labor of love. We spilled so much blood for this movie, both literally and figuratively. On behalf of my producer, super producer, Jeremy Latcham, yes, come on, give it up for Jeremy. I share this with our wonderful crew and our exquisite cast: Jeff Bridges, Cynthia Erivo, Dakota Johnson, John Hamm, Kaylee Spaney, Chris fucking Hemsworth, right? And Louis Pullman, who's standing in the back. He's very shy, who spilled more blood than everyone else combined. Say hi, Louis. I want to thank my wife for cleaning all the blood off me when I came home every night. And I want to thank the Saturns from the bottom of my heart for celebrating those who spill the blood. Thank you, Saturns. Thank you.
Other winners tonight include King Cohen, Waterworld, Universal Classic Monsters 30 Film Collection, The Outer Limits, 2001, A Space Odyssey.
everybody, and welcome back to the Saturn Awards. This is the 45th Saturn Awards. 45 years in Hollywood, which means the Saturn Awards are considered too old for leading film roles. But they can absolutely get an 18-year-old girlfriend. Now, what's really fascinating is that this is only the second time in Saturn history that we're being broadcast. The first time being in 1978 when William Shatner was the host of the show. And I know what you guys are thinking, that me and the Shat have a lot in common. Right? We're both similarly tall. The Shat, that's what he likes to be called. Guys, when we hang out, I call him the Shat, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know, I sound a little bit like Shatheimer when I'm drunk. You know, we all do, really. You're like, damn it. Scotty, I need another White Claw. That was actually a Scottish accent. I have no idea how that happened. Anyway, to commemorate this historic moment, here are the top 7 biggest changes from 1978 to 2019 in the world of horror, sci-fi, and fantasy. All right? Now, yes, thank you. We're excited about it. Why 7 and not 10? Well, because Saturn has 7 rings, and all our writers are drunk on White Claw. All right. Now, here we go. Number 7, back in 1978, if you didn't like a movie, you just didn't like a movie, and you kept it to yourself. Shut up about it. You didn't complain about it to strangers online. You didn't start a Reddit page. You just complained to strangers in line waiting to see that movie on your way out, and then you went home and lived your life. All right, number 6, people read books. They read lots and lots of books. I read books. People were like, what was your favorite sci-fi? I'm like, something I could look at under the covers with a flashlight. That's my favorite sci-fi. Now, out there in the world, if you don't know what books are, they're like the internet, but super heavy. Number 5, there was only one superhero movie, Richard Donner's Superman. Oh, a fan of the classics at table 13. It was fun. Superman wasn't mopey and murdery. His pecs were built into his suit. He didn't grow them himself. And Marlon Brando got paid $19 million to mispronounce Krypton. It's Krypton, not Krypton, you expensive legend. Krypton. Come on. Number 4, Halloween premiered featuring the sensational legend Jamie Lee Curtis, who, way back then, actually, shit, she looks the same. Nothing's changed at all. The Halloween movies are still amazing, and she is still a badass. It must be the probiotics, right? Just like a lot of gut health for her. Keeping her young. I need to drink more yogurt. Number 3, everyone loved Star Wars, and they thought it was perfect. We only had that one movie and that holiday special that we convinced ourselves was good. So happy Life Day, everybody. Number 2, no CGI. Godzilla was just a sweaty guy in a suit. And the Hulk was a nice Italian weightlifter named Lou. Number 1, back then, 45 years ago, Aquaman wasn't hot. Sure, he was the king of the ocean, but how sexy is a guy that talks to fish? It wasn't until the Momoa arrived, or the Momotes, that we actually got wet. With water, people, with water. With water. Keeping it moderately clean for the interwebs. All right, let's roll ahead. Okay, good. The prompter and we're having a fight. We're having an intellectual fight. All right. So I'm supposed to accept an award on someone's...
Hi, I'm Renasogi. I'm a virtual girl from Los Angeles. I'm here representing my virtual YouTuber friends from Japan. And now the most famous virtual YouTuber of all, Kizuna Ai. Hi, domo, Kizuna Ai desu. Hariuta no minasan, konnichiwa.
It's just too trippy, man.
では、ベストホラー&スリラーシリーズのノミネート作品を紹介します。キャッスルロック。
You have no idea what's happening here, do you?
A Stephen King show already sounds scary, but a town full of scary Stephen King things? No, thank you. チリングアドベンチャーズ・オブ・サブリナ。
The Dark Lord visited me last night.
Witches, magic, kitties. I love it.
Smile.
Handmaid's Tale.
You working hard?
Yes.
A futuristic, dystopian hellscape where women are forced to breed for their society? Cute costumes, though.
Stranger Things.
I love waffles, too. That's why I give this show 2 thumbs up from the upside down.
The Haunting of Hill House.
This is our forever house.
Japanese haunted houses are spooky, but this house...
Twilight Zone.
It's all the same number. What are the odds of that?
More magic from Jordan Peele? Yes, please!
You.
I would do anything for you.
A stalker turns murderous. Good thing we're Virgil!
そして受賞作はストレンジャーシングス。
How you doing, guys? I'm truly honored to receive this award on behalf of the show. Everyone on the Stranger Things, including first and foremost the Duffer Brothers, Sean Levy, and entire cast and crew, working hard and making sure each season is better than another. You guys are the best fans in the world. And we do anything to deliver the best show in the world for you guys. Thank you.
While you Earthlings have been sitting around applauding your own accolades, I've been tracking these two down from the furthest edge of the galaxy. From Lost in Space, please welcome Mina Sudwell and Maxwell Jenkins.
The coolest part of animation is that you never have to grow up, and your younger on-screen brother can never grow taller than you.
Everyone can gather around as these characters fight new evil, discover worlds, or save Christmas. Again. Whether you're 6'4", 5'8", or shorter.
Whatever. These are the nominees for Best Animated Film Release.
The cookie. Discipline. We must resist.
Wow.
Oh my God, she's not the only one. Oh, sorry.
Cookie. Cha-Cha want a cookie?
Whoa. That is freaky.
Well, Wreck-It Ralph, these are for you. Hearts.
Hearts. Hearts. Hearts.
Officer, lucky. Wait, what? Meet Forky.
Hi.
Hello.
Everything's gonna be okay.
And the Saturn Award goes to...
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse!
Hello. Thank you. We're gonna split this up like by 33.333 to infinity. So we just really want to say a big giant thank you to the folks of Saturn and the Rings, and this is a very special award because at least for myself personally, I am a giant fan of both sci-fi, fantasy, but especially horror, which is why I really specialize in animation for children. Doesn't really make much sense, but that is my dream, to make horror. So, but this Spider-Man thing was pretty cool too. But we're really, again, just thank you for this award, and thank you to Sony for allowing us to make a film that sort of celebrated comic books and all the people who love comic books and the visual medium of comic books, and really try to break away from sort of the last 20 years of animation with computers and make something that really feels handmade and is about a character named Miles Morales as Spider-Man as opposed to Peter Parker. So that was very cool. Now I'm going to hand it over.
We just wanted to thank everyone, too, at Sony Animation and Sony ImageWorks. There were literally 800 artists who contributed to this film, and we couldn't have done it without them, so thank you.
And last but not least, all the fans who've embraced the movie, and to Stanley and Steve Ditko, the patron saints of geeks everywhere, we thank you for creating a character that survived the test of time and can wear many different masks and be many different people. Anyone can wear the mask. This character is for all of us, and so is this movie. So thank you so much to the Saturn Awards.
Thank you.
Yay!
My class is for every skill level. Before we learn how to kill, you gotta figure out why you're killing. You know, what's your backstory?
My therapist, he says I'm dangerous.
Yes, 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 yes. Were you at a camp and the counselors weren't paying attention? Did you work at a camp and the kids at the camp set you on fire? Sending you to some sort of netherworld in which you can control dreams? That's fuel for the fire, man. I mean, literally and figuratively. You can kill someone with anything. A knife? Sure. Crowbar? Of course. A handful of noodles? Who knows? I don't know. Try it. How passionate are you? Maybe you're at a sandwich place and you've just got one of those big long baguettes. I don't know. Figure it out. This is between you and your victim. Whether you're just dabbling in murder, or maybe you're a professional killer and you're just finding yourself in a little rut. With my course, I think you could become a success. Okay, class, this is the final lesson, and for some people, it's their final day on Earth. Don't be afraid to workshop it. Sometimes you gotta go out there and your first kill's not gonna work out. Learn from those mistakes. Give a man a murder, he'll murder for a day. But teach a man to murder, he'll murder for a lifetime. Learn those lessons. Okay? Go for it. Hone your craft. I'm Michael Myers, and this is my masterclass.
Great. Cut.
Oh, sorry. Whoops. Michael, teaching you how to kill.
Everyone, I have some somber news. The last of the Lindsey Sterling violins has been won. Congratulations to Tiffany Lauren. For everyone else hoping this would kickstart your classical music career, better luck next time. Speaking of winners, here's a message from some more who aren't here in person tonight.
Hello to everyone at the Saturn Awards.
Hey everybody. Thank you so much to the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to all of you that voted Best Actor.
I wish I could be there tonight.
Sorry I couldn't be there.
I've been abducted.
I'm stuck.
I've been abducted by zombie aliens.
I don't think help is coming.
Someone there right now is thinking, oh my God, that's a great idea for a script.
I'm so grateful for my husband and my son.
Thank you so much to the crew of The Walking Dead and the cast.
And I am so grateful for my work family.
Our showrunner, Angela Kang, producer, director, special effects extraordinaire, Greg Nicotero.
And to all the fans, you guys.
A really, really big thank you to each and every one of you that voted away.
Thank you. You guys have a great night.
I will definitely have a dram of whiskey for each and every one of you.
I've never had more fun. Negan lives.
Send home, please.
Welcome back to the Saturn Awards, where we have wrested control of the teleprompter away from Skynet. And now, please welcome pioneer of the modern action movie, Shane Black.
Hello, good evening. Tonight, the Saturn Awards is proud to announce to launch a brand new award. It's in honor of, and it's even named for, a true legend. It's called the Stan Lee World Builder Award. Now, this award, the idea is to be given annually to a creative force who can somehow combine elements and over a period of time assemble a viable and complete world, full of characters and situations that are so real and so complete that they engage and enthrall fans all over the world at a galactic level. In the same way that Stan Lee originally did that with his bullpen of great artists and writers when they so long ago came up with their iconic creations. Now, just like Thor's hammer, not just anyone can pick up this award. This award, to pick up, you have to be truly worthy, and tonight we've chosen someone for our inaugural recipient of the award who is truly worthy indeed. I'm here to present the award to Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige is the man who helped take a universe of characters, which at that time was considered the B-team, and he took them and put them from the comics page and onto the silver screen, and what he achieved at that time was seemingly inconceivable, but he managed to conceive it. He had that idea, and what he did with narrative world building and box office records is just beyond. It's just beyond. So listen, Kevin Feige assembled the Avengers. Kevin Feige guaranteed that we'll be talking about Wakanda forever. Kevin Feige is a force to be reckoned with. He's a friend who gave me my break, my big break. Thank you, Kevin. Let's look tonight at some of this brilliance that Kevin Feige has brought us.
If you talk about Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Avengers, and then all of the amazing iterations that have occurred since, if there's one individual who has been quality control central, it's Kevin.
Lab's all set up, boss.
Oh, actually, he's the boss. I just make everyone look cooler. What Kevin will probably tell you is that he puts his faith in great filmmakers, and that's all true, but he's got a very special skill for putting together this team.
We don't fight for one life. We fight for all of them.
He really does keep it where we're not focusing on the machine, that we are focusing on the humanity.
It feels like a family, and to be doing something this epic on top of that has really been such an astounding blessing.
Kevin, I think, has such a sense of, okay, what next, what else, what's possible.
He continues to be just the greatest guy in the industry.
He's batting 1,000. And if he's the only common denominator across all of these films, there's your proof.
The great thing about having a successful film, it means you get to make another movie. And if that next one works, you get to make another one, and another one, and another one. Everybody feels that pride. And I love that.
Avengers!
Assemble.
The first annual Stan Lee World Builder Award goes to Kevin Feige. To accept the award, we have Kevin via videotape. He's a very busy man. The indefatigable Kevin Feige.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for the inaugural Stan Lee World Builder Award. The Saturn Awards have always been very special to me because they celebrate the very movies that I love and I want to see. They're the type of stories and films that I grew up on. They're the ones that inspired me to work in entertainment. And just like many of you, they're the ones that I line up to see on opening weekend. And there's somebody else who loved these movies, somebody without whom these movies wouldn't exist, and that, of course, is Stan Lee. I'm incredibly humbled that I'm receiving an award named after a man who can only be described as a genius. Stan was incredibly proud of the MCU cameos. I would remind him that he also co-created all these characters, and he'd sort of brush that off and go, yes, but these cameos. I remember one time he was going to shoot soon after lunch, and just before lunch I look around, and the crew's not there. And I realized they've all gone down to the comic shop to buy comics for Stan to sign. And if you met Stan, you know that, of course, He stayed there and he signed everyone and he talked to each member of the crew. He was infused with humanity and kindness. He put that into every creation he had, which is why they all still resonate today and will resonate, I believe, for centuries to come. So thank you to everyone at the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror, especially Robert Holdwin, as well as everybody at POW Entertainment for this wonderful recognition. I'd like to congratulate the rest of tonight's honorees, especially my friend Jon Favreau. I want to thank my wife Caitlin and my kids for supporting me every step of the way in my nearly 20 years at Marvel. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank a very special group of people whose support and passion has kept us going since Iron Man 1, the fans. So obviously, unfortunately, I can't be there tonight, but as a thank you for years of dedication and support, I sent along a little surprise. Later this year, we'll be releasing the entire Infinity Saga on home video. And as you can imagine, it'll be jam-packed with extra features and footage that no one outside of Marvel Studios has ever seen. We actually have been around long enough now, we have a vault. And we pulled some things out of that vault that we said, we'll never show this to anybody, put it away. We're bringing them out, we're putting them on this disc, and I'm about to show you a deleted scene that has never been seen by anyone before right now. Thank you again so much, and enjoy.
As if gamma accidents, radioactive bug bites, and assorted mutants weren't enough, I have to deal with a spoiled brat who doesn't play well with others and wants to keep all his toys to himself.
Who the hell are you?
Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
Well, what are we avenging?
Whatever the hell we want.
Please welcome two women that are so fracking awesome that I asked them to sign my motherboard. Starbuck and Princess Vespa, actress-producer Katie Sackhoff, and actress-director Daphne Zuniga.
Comic books are awesome.
Yes, they not only offer an amazing escape from everyday life, which we all love, but they also provide a community from their fans, with the characters, and with the ongoing stories.
But more than anything, comic books provide a fight between good and evil.
Yes, where most of the time the good guy wins, right?
I mean, most of the time.
Well, I mean, who doesn't like to see a good guy win?
I mean, I don't know, Thanos, Lex Luthor, Kingpin, Mr. Glass, the creepy guys from Toy Story 4, everyone in Hereditary.
You made your point.
Okay.
All right, so these are the nominees for Best Comic to Motion Picture Release.
Permission to come aboard. Redheads, you gotta love them.
Even if there's a small chance that we can undo this, I mean, we owe it to everyone who's not in this room to try.
Shazam.
Is she even good at keeping secrets?
Moderate.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos. He's a plague, Tony. He invades planets, he takes what he wants, he wipes out half the population.
You ever hear of the Super Collider? You're gonna love this.
You're like me. That's impossible.
Prove you're not a Skrull.
I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, sir.
Please, you've been to space.
And the Saturn Award goes to
Avengers Endgame.
Avengers Endgame also wins tonight for Best Film Editing, Best Film Special Visual Effects, Best Production Design, and Best Film Makeup.
Thank you so much. As you know, Kevin couldn't be here tonight, but I just wanted to let everybody know that he's been texting nonstop tonight. So I'm very happy to be bringing this back home to him. So thank you to the Academy. And I just want to say, I can finally talk about this movie. I know it's been a few months, but I have yet to feel comfortable revealing certain things, even though I know the public already knows them. So, I mean, I'm still calling one of our end scene the wedding scene. So for those of you who knows what I'm talking about, great. For those of you who don't, come see me at the end of the show. But really, you know, Infinity War and Endgame couldn't have been possible without our incredible leaders. Kevin, Lou, Victoria, having them spearhead us, through the last decade and more made it possible for us to make this movie. To Joe, Anth, Chris, and Steve are amazing directors and writers. They've been on the journey with us for so many years now, so they're like family to us. And to our entire crew for all their hard work. It was a journey, an incredible ride. We're so grateful that we got a chance to be able to do this. It was a dream over a decade ago with Iron Man. And I am so grateful that we were able to, to do this. And so from all of us at Marvel, thank you so much for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Who knew when we were all kids, sweating over our comic books and fretting over our little tiny figurines, that we'd be here on the internet telling the rest of the world that we're way more awesome than you! Thanks for streaming with us. We'll be inscribing the show into a golden zone and shooting it into space for all the aliens to enjoy. You guys are the best. Keep nerding out. Good night!